There will be sports, there will be events, and there will be drinking.
We need to find insurance.
No, we need to find a good lawyer.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Gregory.
Anthony.
We haven't really like established a like a true intro. I feel like at some point we might. I usually do your name in like a little sing-songy voice. That's like I don't think I've done it every time though.
We usually have something like that every time, I think. Just kind of us saying each other's name.
Hey, buddy.
What's going on, man?
Hello.
Yeah, just kind of every single time.
Oh yeah. we're just two guys drinking. You know, this isn't, you know.
Don't gotta do anything crazy with this.
It's two guys having a good time on a weeknight.
On a weeknight, right?
It is what it is.
Having a little too much fun for a weeknight, probably. I won't tell if you don't.
I know, not to spoil anything for this episode, but I know what if we weren't doing this, I know what I'd be doing right now.
Yeah, what would you be up to?
It involves some rings, very random thing, some random events that I do not care about.
Yeah.
Any other time but these couple of weeks.
Yeah, a couple of weeks every 4 years. Do you care about?
Couple weeks every 4 years. I may or may not care about the most obscenely random stuff.
As we all know, Anthony is talking about the Olympics.
I am
taking the world by storm right now.
World by storm, Paris Olympics.
Pally. 2024.
We'll get into it, but I have thoroughly been enjoying them this year. There's some
been too.
I love the side stories. Like
really?
There's every Olympics just has like random side stories that like just
about
like
the individual people or like the actual Olympics itself.
Just like the random like just like the random stories that like come out of the Olympics, or like there's always some photo finish, or there's always like there's something like that. Like we can talk about our like favorite Olympic moments like after we get past today's alcohol.
Definitely, because I think we need to introduce today's alcohol.
This is your selection, buddy.
This is my selection. I am extremely excited about this one.
I'm excited because like this is not a normal at-home beverage for me.
No, I don't think this is a normal at-home beverage for either of us, but I was just thinking in regards to this Paris Olympics, we should have some spirits in the spirit of the Olympics. So picked up a bottle of Cognac, Remy Martin 1738. Very different than what we generally have on this podcast, but
it's also one of the nicer like looking, like I think this is the first one we've had in a sleeve.
Yeah, this is so nice. And like, I mean, price point, it's not cheap. It's not super cheap, but it's also, I mean, it's not the Taketsuru we had last week either.
Jesus, no. Like, it might be as good, who knows?
For it looking this nice, I'm very excited to crack into the little sleeve.
Apparently this blend commemorates the reward of excellence bestowed upon Remy Martin by King Louis XV in 1738.
Yeah, so what they actually did was King Louis XV provided Remy Martin with additional land that they could expand their actual growing capacity. With that, they kind of made this special edition. Shall we try to crack open?
Much like the French with their cognac, suck in England. Wore this specifically for the Olympic episode. There's a little tab. That's nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Is there a little tab?
Yeah, there's a little tab, little serrated tab. Oh, that's all that.
That's very nice.
All the way around. No tears. That's a quality seal.
You know, Cognac is kind of known as like the refined drink of the ladies and gentlemen of the court. So I guess
Remy Martin Cognac fine champagne.
Yeah,
but it's not champagne. Isn't Cognac. It's brandy made in Cognac, France, right?
Correct. It's brandy made in Cognac, France. What this actually is the fine champagne is the type of grapes that they're using, or the plot of grapes that they're using.
Champagne grapes.
So there's very specific in the Cognac region where they make this. There's 6 different sets of like areas that they could get the grapes from.
Okay.
And I believe the fine champagne is one of the sets.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because there's fine champagne, there's like petite champagne, there's grand champagne, there's like a few different types that you can use. But before we pour this, I also have something special.
Did you get a Glencairn glass? Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy was in Ireland and Scotland, and he brought this back for me from his trip.
Oh, that's
And
sick.
it's got this square base on it, so when you lay it down on its side, it perfectly has like a pour if you pour it correctly.
That's sick.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's pretty cool.
No, that's awesome. All right, cool. Welcome to the club. I can tell you from the notes on the back that I'm betting that this almost has like a bourbony finish to it. Because it's aged in French oak casks. So that right there. I mean, if you're familiar with like any of the Maker's marks, the Maker's 46 has a lot of French oak. Oh, that's a nice pop.
That sounded more like a wine bottle than
that wasn't like a thum. That was like a.
Let's get some of this. That's probably a little bit more than a wee dram. Right?
Oh, that's several drams of wee.
All right.
About to make some very expensive piss. All right, let's just.
It's nice and dark.
Yeah, that's the first thing. I mean, you really only get that from the aging.
In order, like for cognac, it's very kind of similar to the bourbon rules, where you have to age it in oak barrels.
Does it have to be French oak, or does it just
I believe it
oak?
has to be. I think it just has to be oak, but it can't have had anything in the oak previously.
So virgin
other
barrels.
than it can be reused, but it has to have either had a wine or a cognac in the barrel before. It can't have anything else. What are you getting on the nose?
Not a ton of. It's not not very vapory.
Mm-mm.
What is that?
I'm getting like toffee, like raisins, kind of a thing.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
A lot of dried fruits. You know that the apricot that one of our previous ones was missing?
This has it. It stole the apricot from the one that said it had.
This has the apricot.
Yeah, the apricot that it said it had.
I like that smell a lot. Let's go for it.
That's pretty good.
That's very tasty.
I don't think that's what
I was expecting.
No, I was literally about to say I don't think that's what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but I don't think it was that.
No, I was expecting it to punch back a little bit more. I mean, it's got a lot of I think the raisin characteristics kind of stay with it, with the taste, but it's lighter than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
I thought it was
as dark as it is.
Yeah, I expected it to be a little bit more oaky. A little more, I don't know, I expected it to be sweeter, but it's pretty dry.
It's dry. I'm not going to say it's not sweet. Like, there's definitely a sweet, there's definitely a sweet finish to it. I wasn't wrong when I said that I think it's going to taste a little bourbony.
It's
like,
quite bourbony.
If you put this in a lineup, if you gave me like a lineup of like 5 bourbons that all like characteristically were fruitier, or just like 5 whiskeys that were like characteristically fruitier, I'm not 100% sure I could pick it out. I think I could.
It's very similar.
I think I could, but it definitely tastes like I've had brandy before.
No, I think it smells different than bourbon does.
You're right.
But
I would be able to nosing it. I would
difference.
be able to tell. Do you know? Is there a minimum? This is a blend, so I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I think Cognac's like minimum 2. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. I think it's minimum 2 years, but I'm sure that this one is a blend of older ones.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what. So there's different like qualities of cognac that's based on how long they've been aging for. You've got the VS, which is at least 2 years. I believe it's 2 to 4, and then you have VSOP, which I think is 4 to 6.
Okay.
And then I saw a reference somewhere to one called a Napoleon, which was 7 to 10 years, but I only saw that reference in one place, so I don't really know how much I believe it, but I want to keep it because it's called a Napoleon, and that's cool.
That is funny. I mean, it also. Cool. I mean, it says it's blended too, so like, I'm guessing a lot of cognacs are probably
most cognacs are blended
to create like the finish that you're looking for.
Yeah, if they start with what's they call the eau de vie,
which is the vie. That's too French for me. The eau de vie.
It translates to water of life.
Does it
But
actually?
that's it
Well,
does. It translates to water of
it
life.
literally goes back to like a previous episode where we talked
I
about how
know.
basically
Yep, we were
every
talking
freaking
about it.
like
Yep.
every distillation in the world like,
Yep.
roughly translates. That's funny.
Yeah, so the U to V, this, like you said, it's just a distillate, so they pretty much just make like a really weak wine to start with, that's high in acidity and low in alcohol. Then they distill that off twice, and then the hearts that they get from that they actually put into the casks for aging is the U to V. So they usually blend the U to V into the barrels, and then that's how they get the different ages. But
Yeah, age it, blend it, and stick it in a bottle.
yeah, and then the final grade is called XO, which I'm sure we've seen, which stands for, I believe, extra old.
Yeah.
And that's anything over 10 years.
Well,
so this one doesn't actually have a marking on it anywhere that I could find.
No.
But when I was looking it up, it said that it's made generally with cognacs that are over 10 years old. So
I mean, fucking
it's very smooth and tastes like
better
it.
Be.
Right?
No, I mean, it's definitely tasting it. I understand the price tag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's not bad at all. I mean, I will say, like, did you look at some of, like, when we decided that we wanted to try cognac for this episode, I was doing some research into different cognacs, and I thought whiskey got pricey. These suckers get pricey.
Yeah. No, even when I went to buy this bottle, I was like, thank God we picked this one. But I mean, I've had like I said, I've had other brandies. Oh, I got a fruit fly. It's coming after my cognac.
Get off my grapes. This is very good. I think this is going to be another dangerous one.
This is good.
It goes down very easy.
And it is 40%. Like this isn't like this is a standard. This is a standard, ABV.
I think I may be a convert. I might have to try some more cognacs and brandies.
I was gonna say I don't know.
We
like
usually don't too much.
I don't know that I'm like sold on cognac in the sense that it has to come from Cognac, France. Like, cognac makes sense for this episode. We're talking about the French Olympics,
but I mean,
I like there's
when you look at those kinds of rules and stuff like that, it's like it's not a huge difference from like the rules associated with like bourbon or something like that.
It's honestly, from the way you described it, it's pretty similar.
Yeah, it's like with like bourbon has to have like 51% corn in it. It has like the specific mash bill. The grapes have to come from a specific place in France.
Yeah.
Then you have to age it in the oak barrels for both of them. There's like all the different like pieces. Like it's like a straight bourbon. It has to be aged for at least 2 years. With this, for the different grades, it has to be aged for certain amounts of time. So there's actually a lot of parallels that I can see between the bourbon and the cognac worlds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even a lot of, other than lawless Japan up until recently, like most
just make shit up as they go.
Just here, this is definitely Japanese whiskey, except it's Scotch.
Don't worry about it.
Except it's literally just barrels of Scotch we bought from like Ben Nevis because we own it. I'm calling you out.
Calling you out. We're talking to you, Toki.
I'm talking to you, Toki. Most countries have, rules and stuff like that, but brandy so I had a peach brandy. It actually wasn't until like probably 5 minutes before we started filming this that I realized that cognac was brandy. From cognac. I didn't realize they were the same thing. I thought they were different.
It's just wine and champagne. Or sparkling wine and champagne.
Yeah, but in the U.S. at least, I know you can do brandy with other fruits because I've had a peach brandy that I got down in Georgia. That was now I don't know. I think that's allowed. Like I can't imagine. I mean, is brandy by so cognac has to be grapes, has to be France, yada yada yada. But brandy by definition, is it just fruit? Can it be any fruit?
I'll be honest. I've got no fucking idea. It probably can be, but then also I'm curious, when do you get into like schnapps territory? Like what's a schnapps?
What's the difference between brandy and schnapps? Well, now I want to know.
Because then also we're talking about like a peach brandy. Like you can have different kinds of wines that's like still grapes, but they're like infused with stuff. So I wonder if it was actually like a brandy made with peaches, or if they made brandy and then infused it with peaches.
All right, so real quick search. For those listening, brandy, alcoholic beverage that is distilled from wine or fermented fruit juice, Word brandy comes from the Dutch word. I think it's just brandy wine, but there's a J in there. I'm pretty sure it's just brandy wine, but it's BRANDEWIJN. It means burnt wine. So it's literally just distilled.
That makes sense.
Wine. Apparently, it's really similar to like grappa.
Grappa? I don't know what grappa is.
Grappa. It's apparently, well, it's Italian, but I guess it's very similar to, basically the same thing. So grappa I've had before. I didn't realize that it fell in the brandy family, but I guess it makes sense because you're literally just making.
It's the most basic alcohol in the world. You're just taking fruit juice, fermenting it, and then distilling it.
What you make it from matters so much less than how you age it. In my opinion, because I
think when it comes to spirits, I think you're right.
Yeah, because this is pretty similar. Because at the end of the day, all you're doing
this is bourbon.
Take sugar, you feed it to yeast. The yeast, the little brine shrimp yeast.
Little brine shrimp yeast. Oh, here we go again.
You feed it to the yeast. The yeast says yum 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 yum. Here's alcohol and carbon dioxide.
Yay!
Yay! And they're happy little yeast. And then it's like the frog that like you slowly boil. Like they don't realize that they're killing themselves.
Yeah, I actually realized that
gluttonous little bastards.
There was actually one thing in the brewing episode that we put out that. I just mentioned that they drop out after the alcohol gets to a certain level. They'll also drop out if they finish all the sugar before the alcohol gets to that level. But yeah, they do kind of cook themselves if that's a high level of sweetness in the whatever you're fermenting.
What is the difference between brandy and schnapps? Brandy is a type of schnapps.
Sweeter. Brandy is a type of schnapps. So what is schnapps? Please define schnapps for me.
Schnapps is a broader term. Hold on. Schnapps versus brandy. This is quickly becoming not about the Olympics.
I mean, not yet, but I'm very interested.
Show more definition. A type of schnapps. No, that's brandy. Schnapps, an alcohol liquid intended for human consumption with a minimum alcohol content of 15% by volume. There's no way that's the only.
Wait, one more time. What is it? It's just alcohol, 15%.
Alcohol ABV? For human consumption above 15%.
That's it. That's all that you need to be a schnapps.
No, there has to be. What is schnapps? Schnapps is a German term for a strong alcoholic beverage that can be flavored with fruit, herbs, and spices. It can be made by distilling fruit brandies, macerating fruit with natural alcohol, or mixing ingredients with a natural spirit. Schnapps being clear. Yes, it's alcohol.
Schnapps is just alcohol for human consumption over 15%.
Yeah, and
so it's just anything that's stronger than wine, pretty much.
That seems awful broad. Lightly flavored.
I mean, it kind of makes sense if you think about like schnapps in general. Like if you get like peach schnapps, I don't know what the fuck's in that. It's just like sugar, syrup, peach flavor, and alcohol.
Well, I mean, back in college, it's not like we didn't rip like 99 bananas, 99 like.
I could not do that today. It's really funny thinking about that right now. Is just making my stomach turn.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, and do I want to do it? And yeah, at the same time, we'll sit here and finish half a $90 bottle of blended Japanese whiskey. So it's like
little bit different.
Yeah, it's different because it's expensive.
It's acceptable once it's over $20.
Once it's more than $20 a fifth, as long as it's out of a Glencairn glass. Neat.
Yeah, that's actually
as long as it's something neat.
The thing, as long as it's something neat.
I said the magic word. How about anytime one of us says something neat, you have to finish what's in your glass and refill it?
No.
How about you have to take how about you have to take a drink then?
I'm fine with
that. That's our new. You saw it here first. That's our new in-show drinking game.
Something neat.
Anytime somebody conveniently says the name of the podcast.
I really think I am going to start trying some more of these because this is fantastic. I hope we didn't really start with like a really good one and then everything else is going to be shit after this.
I've had other really good brandies.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in our tried too many. In quick teaser, upcoming surprise episode, Greg and Anthony go shopping. maybe we throw a brandy in the cart.
Maybe we throw 2 brandies in the cart.
3 brandies in the cart.
All brandy. This
5
this whole podcast
brandies
is now brandies. We were whiskey for a couple weeks. Now we're all brandy.
Which is apparently a type of schnapps, because why not?
I don't know. Well, apparently whiskey's a type of schnapps too.
It's all schnapps.
Schnapps
Schnapps is just a word. It just means alcohol.
It's all schnapps to me.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Let them drink schnapps.
Let them fuck off. That's funny. Speaking of let them drink schnapps. I'm assuming that's like a Marie Antoinette let them eat cake kind of thing.
Yes, of course.
Bringing it back to the Olympics, opening ceremonies.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the opening ceremonies? Because that was my favorite part. I didn't like a lot of the sections, but the hard rock metal on whatever that chateau was with the headless Marie Antoinettes.
They invited Gojira to play at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Who does that?
The French, I guess.
I know. I'm honestly, I've been to Paris. I was not a huge fan of Paris.
You strike me as someone that wouldn't be. Yeah.
The people weren't my favorite. The food was very good, of course, and the things are cool to see. But I don't know. It just feels like a kind of a busy, hectic city with a bunch of angry people, sort of like New York City.
Yeah, except you don't understand the language, and they don't like you because you're American. In New York, they don't like you because you're a douche.
Yeah, in New York, they don't like you because you exist and you're in their way.
Yeah,
that's literally how New York works. But yeah, back to the opening ceremony. That was fantastic. I love that.
That was the best part, in my opinion. That or okay, what did you like better? Like the Gojira on the 14th floor of this chateau playing rock metal music with headless Marie Antoinettes, or.
Or I'm going to give you an or. I'm going to say before you say an or, I'm going to say that's my favorite part, what you just said, but we'll hear your or.
I think that something they did that was super unique to other opening ceremonies that I really loved was the parade of boats in alphabetical order, going down the Seine towards the opening ceremonies.
Yeah, because they always do they have all the groups coming into the stadium usually, and they all do it when they walk like that. But yeah, going in the parade of boats, that was definitely interesting.
Sick.
I liked it. I thoued it was really cool. Yeah.
I saw a meme right after it was the American one, and it was just I'm on a boat. That should have been playing. Somebody had a Bluetooth speaker on there.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure it was played multiple times. I also was looking at it and I was like, the first people came in and it's a smaller group. I'm like, do they just get a swan paddle boat or something? If you're say Kitts and Nevis, just you get
some of the countries had to share.
Yeah, I think a lot of them did. Most of them did, but before they showed that, when they just told us what was going on, that they were gonna have a parade of boats carrying all of the different countries, and I'm like, that's going to be some size disparity going on there. How are they reconciling that?
I thought they did a good job.
I thought they did a great job.
Yeah. I liked that it was alphabetical. I think it's normally alphabetical.
It's always alphabetical. It's always alphabetical in the native tongue of wherever they're having the Olympics, except it starts with Greece.
Greece always goes first.
Greece always goes first, and then whatever alphabet of wherever they're at, however they pronounce the different countries, is the alphabetical order that they go in.
Well, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, it does. I mean, another bone to pick that I have with the world in general. Why do we have different names for countries than what they call themselves? Why is that a thing?
I can't think of any other one other than us, though.
What do you mean?
Like in Spain, they call Belize Belize.
Oh, no, but Spain... What does Spain call themselves?
España.
Why do we call them Spain?
Yeah, I don't fucking know. Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm talking about.
I hate that shit
Germany
too.
is Deutschland. Why do we call them German?
We're Estados Unidos. I don't know. We are in France, probably.
Yeah, but that's also just a translation.
How do you say savior in America? How do you say savior in France? That's probably what they call us.
Yeah. But we also do have to pay a little bit of an homage because they definitely dug our asses out of the Independence War.
Well, sure, but I don't know. That's not... Look, the debt's been paid.
Yeah, and by the Independence War, I mean the Revolutionary War. I think you got me on that one, but I mean it was the whole enemy of our enemy is our friend.
Yeah,
at that
basically,
point.
They just hated the suck it, England.
you can't see the England part.
It's fine. This is gonna be a problem. This goes down too easy.
I'm about to pour the second one now.
Oh, you didn't pour a second one yet. Whoopsie. I might need to go get an Uncrustable mid-episode. grape on grape violence.
I don't even know what that means.
Because the Uncrustable has grape jelly, and it's like you're taking like the ultimate example of refined grapes and mixing it with an Uncrustable. If you had to ask me if I could only have one ever again, an Uncrustable or Cognac, my answer is gonna be fucking Uncrustables.
But what if you can only have Cognac as an alcohol, nothing else, or an Uncrustables?
So you're asking me, do I never get to drink again, but I get to eat Uncrustables?
Yes.
The only reason I eat Uncrustables is because I'm drunk. It's I don't want to be that guy, but it's the alcohol. It's in a foot race, it's the alcohol.
Po Lil Tink Tink.
Oh my god, if anyone gets that reference. Po Lil Tink Tink. They wanted to disqualify a motherfucker from a foot race when motherfucker ain't got no feet. Leave a comment if you know what we're talking about, because it first person that leaves a comment on this episode, regardless of platform, I'm just giving free Patreon access to.
Okay, all right.
First person that calls that out, I don't know how
we're gonna say for a month.
For a month, I'm just like, and you're gonna get a personalized email from me thanking you, because it's like it honestly is a pretty obscure reference. Do you know when that was released? It's like early. That has to be early 2000s. Yeah, that has to be early 2000s.
It might have been, actually. Because now I'm thinking, like, did we watch it when it actually came out, or did we watch it, like, well after?
Not when it came out. Not when it originally
must
came
have been
out.
after.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It has to be early 2000s. I thought that was originally an HBO special.
It probably is. I think it was. But I don't know.
Before 10.
2012.
I think before 10.
I think before 10.
Yeah. I think it's... You want to put a point on this?
I think I do want to put a point on this, because
you're saying it's after 2010. I'm saying the cutoff line. I'm saying the cutoff line's 2010. If it's 2010 on the nose, it's a wash.
Because I agree. Because I think that we watched it when it came out, and I didn't know you before 2010.
Oh, well, I can tell you when it was released on YouTube.
When was that?
So there's a video posted 15 years ago when it was released on YouTube.
Oh, that would put it at 2009, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. There's a hater's gonna hate me here with the dude running.
Yeah.
Did he end up trying to shoot his girlfriend? He went to jail.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah, it was like a whole thing.
I think that was in the next special.
It was. January 29th, 2009.
Damn. I was going to agree with you, but I thought it would be fun to wager a point.
Yeah, that is a point, though. We haven't done a point in a couple episodes. That's 2-1.
No, we haven't. It's 2-1. Right now, it is 2-1. Yeah, I think... Yeah, because I don't think we've done any points in any of the other episodes, so yeah.
Anthony takes a commanding 50% lead. This is dangerously good.
This is very... I mean, I actually haven't taken a sip.
You know what? You know what else is dangerously good? Is he... Hold on. I'm pretty sure he's Serbian.
Serbian. What sport are we going with?
The shooting event guy. You know what I'm talking about?
I do not. I didn't watch any of the shooting events.
He was Turkish.
I just saw
Yusuf
the memes at the end.
Dicic.
Spell it for me.
Dikec with the little tail.
I think that's a cha.
Dicha?
I believe. Dicha? Maybe? I don't know. I'm making shit up. It could be. I have no idea what that little tail is.
So for anybody that did not watch the Olympics or has absolutely no idea, it was the shooting event. So it was the sharpshooter event. Mm-hmm. Everybody else has like these like goggle things and like these like dude just like Turkey just calls this dude up. So apparently, this is what I was talking about before. Mm-hmm. Where
this is the stories that you were talking about before.
Where I just love this shit. Like, first of all, like the internet is convinced that this dude is just like a hitman that Turkey was like, they just, like called up. Everyone else has like their little special visors and like whatever. Dude just like rolls up, hand in pocket, regular glasses on, both eyes open, turns in like near perfect round. He takes silver in the event. And like the whole thing is
without
like
any of the stuff or any of the equipment or anything.
I mean, he has the gun that they're all using.
Oh, of course,
but like
the crazy gun.
None of the like the little visors with like the little hole and none of that. He literally just raw dogs, a near perfect round.
Straight down.
Take silver. Just unreal. I think Turkey as a whole took silver for like men's and women's. I'm pretty sure. I think the Olympic sharpshooting that also has like one of my other favorite stories. There's like this I think she's South Korean or Japanese, like the heartthrob that took gold.
I have not paid any attention to any of the shooting events.
Greg, in post, please put a picture of this guy up, but then also put a picture of the gold medalist chick that I'm referencing. I don't want to say chick. She's an Olympic gold medalist. The young woman. That the internet is obsessed with, not to harken back to the kawaii culture that we were talking about in any of the Japanese episodes.
Kawaii culture.
Greg, she's so pretty. She's like, there's like this still shot of her just like biting the metal, but like she knows what she's doing. But back to the hitman from Turkey. Apparently, there's like this whole backstory where like he got into the event and like entered it mostly because he's trying to like make something. He's like a butcher or some shit, and he's some random job. It's not a butcher, but he's something, and he's trying to like make a name for himself because his wife divorced him and took his kid. He's like 52, and he apparently he stone cold on the podium, and he was like, I don't remember his wife's name, but he's like, Sharon, if you're watching this, eat your heart out, but in Turkish. It was like, if you're watching this, I want my son back.
Oh my God. Well, that was a threat. I think that's an open threat after you win a shooting competition saying that.
I don't know. They're using a laser gun. It's not like a real, it's not like a bullet, I don't think.
They use air rifles.
Yeah, there's no kickback. I don't understand how those are. I don't understand how they're that accurate. Dude, no ear protection, no real ear protection. I think you just had regular concert earplugs.
There's no gunpowder or anything involved. Yeah. It's just an air rifle.
You say that, but all the other competitors have these big cans on their heads.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, I'm seriously in post. Please hold on. The people won't be able to see it, but this dude. Look at this. You're just standing there.
Just pew pew pew. With I love the hand in the pocket right there.
Yeah, he's just hand in the pocket. Look, she got headphones. I guess a lot of them put their hands in their pocket.
Probably keeps you steady and makes you look cool as fuck.
You do look cool as fuck. It's one of the most random events. Well, I love it though.
I think it's interesting that that's such a big event. I like in the Winter Olympics when they do the the decathlon and
decathlon's the summer.
Is it? Oh, okay. Well, no, I'm thinking of the winter one when they do the skiing and then they do the shooting,
the cross country shooting with the rifles. Yeah,
I like those. That's a lot of fun.
That low key might be one of my favorite Winter Olympic events.
I just think it's cool because I don't know. I know that you've shot guns before. I don't know how many of our listeners have shot guns, but
pew, motherfucker.
If you're breathing a little bit too much when you're shooting a rifle, it's gonna miss. You're not gonna hit the place you want to hit.
They get to lay down though.
I know, but there's still after they just did a cross country ski section, you now have to lay down and shoot 5 shots perfectly on target.
Yeah, it's
that's gotta be so hard.
Ski uphill a mile.
Exactly.
Not downhill. Ski uphill a mile.
You want your body wants to go downhill. But you have to go up.
Gravity is actually insisting you go backwards.
And you're on slippery skis. What the hell? Who thought that this was a good idea?
I think that's a good time to, before we talk about anything more fact-based, let's keep it opinion-based. Top 3 sports summer, top 3 sports winter.
All right.
For those listening, this is unplanned. We did not
plan it. Yeah, no, this is off the cuff. So top 3 summer we'll start with. We'll do the usual 3, 2, 1, I think.
I'm okay with in no order. I'm okay with
in no order. Just any.
I'm okay with in no.
My favorite 3.
Yeah, I'm okay with in no order.
Okay. Yeah. So I think 1 is gonna be. I mean, it's got to be gymnastics for one of them. That to me is quintessential. When I think of the Summer Olympics, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Just kind of gymnastics in general. I feel like that's a staple.
Yep. Easy.
Then, it's kind of hard because I feel like I change every year because there was a year that I was really into the badminton and I just loved watching badminton because It's so fast paced and
I
crazy.
am obsessed. If for all I know, they got knocked out because I watched 2 of their matches. I am
Hmm.
obsessed with it's 2 sisters from I think it's Belarus.
Okay.
It's like the Slavish something. It's Eastern Bloc, some Eastern Bloc last name. But they're
Oh.
just like it's just like 2 sisters, and I love
Uh-huh.
like in between points, like you can tell that they're sisters. I'm like, you should have got
Hmm.
that. But
Yeah,
like
like, what are
in
you doing?
whatever, yeah, no,
Just
for
ripping each other.
like a full half hour while I was on vacation, I was obsessed with them. But badminton as a whole, like
It's just
badminton's
fun to watch.
nuts. Badminton is nuts.
But I haven't watched it at all this year. So I don't think I can say that's my favorite right now. But I've been watching a lot of the soccer tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I like watching soccer. It's just fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like something that's easy to get behind and enjoy. But I actually no, I'm now I'm torn
Torn
because
in
the other
between
two
the
things that I really
two.
enjoy is the new sports that they introduced the last Olympics,
Mhm.
surfing and skateboarding.
God, I love
I
the
love that they put
surfing.
those in. Surfing's so much fun to watch.
They're in I love how they didn't like do like any weird like shitty surfing off like the Spanish coast. They're like, fuck it, let's go to Tiahupo.
No, they went to like a great place. I mean,
There
I can't remember where they went
it's in
last year or last
no,
summer Olympics.
they surfed in off Japan.
It's the well. Oh yeah, they did surf off of Japan for the last one.
Yeah.
That's right.
But for this
They're
one,
in they're
it's
in
French
the
Polynesia. It's
French
Tahiti.
Polynesia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
in
the
Tahiti.
island of Tiahupo.
Tiahupo.
Yeah, the other contestants are super jelly because the surfers are staying on a cruise ship.
Oh, are they? Are they staying on a cruise ship? I thought
They
that they
have
were
like
in
these
probably some
luxury.
resort or something.
No, they have like these luxury staterooms and stuff. Well, because like
Nice.
Tiahupo is like not
It's not a tourist destination.
it's just like it almost kind of looks like Thailand where you see like those like the big green like the big sharp green mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's kind
Yep,
of
in the
how that
background and stuff.
yeah, and like a lot of
The
the
volcanic island kind of things that just kind of
basically
jut up out of the ocean. Yeah.
yeah, it's because it's in French Polynesia. Speaking of
Mm-hmm.
harkening back to Japan
Yeah.
episodes that we recorded and talking about just owning Pacific Islands, but
Owning Pacific, yeah, yeah. No,
it's
so
yeah.
I really enjoy that. I think I've probably watched the most gymnastics this year,
Mhm.
and second is surfing. I watched a ton of surfing.
You and us and our
So-
friend Steve. Da, 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 Steve. Yet
So-
another example of why I love the Olympics is like Rubik's
Oh,
Cube
it's-
glasses nerd Steve
Uh-huh.
just Clark Kenning it, takes the glasses off and fucking bronze medal,
He's also got it's like for the listeners that don't know, my wife is an optometrist, and he's got like a
Steve.
crazy glasses prescription. Like he's got a very interesting eye things going on. So she was telling me about on their Facebook group for optometrists. There's just like threads about like diagnosing exactly what he has based on just like looking at him and trying to guess what ailments he has.
Steve has I'll tell you what Steve has. Steve has a fucking hammer cock for the
he's got what the kids call a Riz.
the Rizzler. Two single arm spins. In one pommel horse event.
It was crazy.
Oh my god! I do.
He just
think,
walked up and was like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna win."
I do think that pommel horse is by far the dumbest event in men's gymnastics.
I like honestly, if you look at any of the gymnastic events, all of them are stupid. They're all
like the men's
really
are
dumb.
just like I don't get it. Like because they can throw nothing against the women. Like all praise and hail Simone Biles. But and also like I think just the women's events. So vault is the same, right? So like
yes,
well, it's not quite the same because like the men are still just I mean they're big and fast and strong and and then they
except for Simone Biles, I think.
Yeah, I honestly think she would. I think she'd actually probably medal with the men.
Mm-hmm. I think
it's kind of insane. But like, I want to see the men do balance beam. Like, you do that.
Ow.
You
Ow.
do that.
I'm just.
Oh, actually, now that I'm
Ow.
now that I'm thinking about it, a lot of the events, a lot of the differences in events are primarily because of the lack of
Lack of what? Like of what, Anthony? I don't know what you're talking about.
Just, the swinging bits.
The swing of the giblets, if you will.
Yeah, the thing that is the largest part of Steve.
the twig and two berries.
Yes, because you think uneven bars. Body. Some of the it's like some of the uneven bar events, like the way that they spin around the bar, like with their midsection, that would hurt like a motherfucker if you had a dick.
Well, I don't think you do. I think those things have all been banned, like the midsection spins where you like.
Yeah, but you used to. Like, we're talking about why they're men's
like when
and
they did it. Yeah, but yeah, like going back to it, it's like the rings. There's never a time that you need to ever do something like that. Both parallel and uneven bars, useless. There's
high bar's cool.
No reason to do that. High bar, it's cool, but again, how is that ever going to be helpful in life? Like, even if you go back to like,
it's not helpful in life. It's helpful in the Olympics.
But even if you go back to like medieval stuff, like primordial, like very early humans.
I'm sorry, have you not played Assassin's Creed? You need to be able to climb castles and spin off of.
Speaking of Assassin's Creed, did you see the opening? They never told us who he is. Who is he?
No, they did. No, they said something. It was something with an S. I don't know.
I think they
that's
just
the
said
part
the
I thought
Assassin's
was dumb.
Creed guy's name.
That's what I said. I thought it was just like the Assassin's Creed guy. That's the part of the opening ceremonies I thought was just stupid. Was they kept doing like these off-cut, not live parkour like scenes with the torch. The only part that was cool was when Snoop Dogg had the torch.
My favorite part, one of my favorite parts. I love that Snoop Dogg was just there in general. And then when they would just like cut to him from commentary and like, did you hear the French rapper went out and did his thing, and then he called out Snoop Dogg in his rap, and then they cut back to Snoop Dogg who's like, speaks Snoop Dogg.
Speaks Snoop Dogg.
The best thing that I wanted to hear right now is exactly what I wanted to hear in that moment.
I go back to the internet episode. I saw a meme that was like, this motherfucker just completing side quests at this point.
That's exactly. He just like runs and he like jumps into the beginning of Les Mis.
Well, he did last Olympics. NBC, I think it was NBC. They had him do commentating for dressage, which is
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, it was the horse dancing.
God.
And he was like,
I know what dressage
he was like that. For those listening that don't know what dressage is, fun fact, equestrian is in my top 3 list of Summer Olympic events.
I'm not a horse person.
I love equestrian. I love horses. I love equestrian. Dressage is cool. Like I'm blanking on what it's called, but anyway.
Pause on this thing. Let's go.
We'll go back to the list. We'll go back to the list in a second. Wait, did you give your summer top 3? Did you go with skateboarding and surfing?
I honestly did 4 because I don't want to pick.
No, pick.
No.
Back to real quick. The part that I loved. The part that I loved was when Snoop Dogg did the equestrian. He did the dressage, and he's like, that horse is crip walking. I got to put him in my next video. It's like the horse is like doing like the whole side, like the whole sidestep thing.
Yeah.
It's crip walking.
It's crip walking.
Much like Snoop Dogg crip walk with the fucking torch.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he did.
Oh my
I didn't actually
God.
I didn't see him.
You didn't watch it?
I saw bits of it. I saw like highlights of it, but I don't think they showed the crip walking part.
Yeah, no, they should. Yeah, Snoop Dogg was just crip walking with the Olympic torch. Oh man, I love him so much. We could do a whole episode on Snoop Dogg.
He's just such an. I mean, I will say I'm a little sad that he's missing his second half, and Martha Stewart is also not commenting on the Olympics with Snoop Dogg. I think that would be a perfect pair.
Okay, so what were your 4?
It was
gymnastics, surfing,
skateboarding, and soccer. Is what I would say.
So
we can drop soccer if you really want, but I love watching soccer.
I don't like soccer in the Olympics because I think the World Cup's just like so much more hype.
That's true, but I also feel like I don't know. There's just something about anything that's in the Olympics, it feels like it's more important than the other stuff for some reason to me. It's like they have world tournaments for gymnastics, I think, like every year. Nobody really cares about it.
They do for soccer. They do for soccer too, though.
I know.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Nobody really cares about it unless it's in the Olympics, you know? So that's kind of why I think about it.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, so my top summer sports, without question. Not without question. You could probably talk me into some of the other ones.
I'm still not sure if my 3 are actually my favorite, to be honest with you.
I love equestrian. because it's no other time of the year am I going to sit there for 4 fucking hours and watch horses jump gates. I get emotionally invested in the riders from each country, but then like they also talk about the individual horses and like their lineage and like, oh well, this one's yada 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 whatever. I think for the jumping, I think they all have to be like 10 years or older. It's not like horse racing where it's like 3-year-old geldings full stop. It's just like I think they all have to be like older and like
They have
you
to
can
be like matured and experienced.
yeah, and there's experience that comes with the horses because I mean, they're very smart. They get trained. Like there was one of the horses, he had not knocked a rail. For those that don't know, knocking a rail is during the jumping events when you have to go over the jumps and there's rails, and if you knock one off, it's a penalty. He has not knocked a rail off in international competition since 2021. Like that is how consistent that horse is.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, and I think it's bullshit that the person riding him gets the fucking medal.
So that's something that I was just thinking about because, like, I kind of take a little bit of a stand with equestrian that I'm not sure that it should be in the Olympics because, like, why isn't motocross in the Olympics?
I mean, they have BMX cross.
Well, that's not. But I'm talking like motorized vehicles. Like, why is there no like dirt bikes? Why is there no like? I think it'd be super cool if they did rally racing in the Olympics. I think that would be awesome. And like I don't see there's a huge difference between like equestrian or like I said, like motocross or something.
I think the difference is that concept of like global acceptance. It's like this you could like it's the same reason that like American football is not in the Olympics. Because like who the fuck's gonna compete?
But I think motorsports are globally accepted, definitely.
No, I don't think it's to the same degree though. I think you would have an okay number of Western countries that would participate, and I think that'd be the line.
Well, I mean, I can see if we're looking at motocross or something like that. I don't think that that's as popular, but if you get into rally racing is huge throughout the whole world. Like that's a massive. Like Japan is huge in rally racing. The U.S. There's rally races that go across the Sahara Desert.
Oh, I do like
that's
those
like
ones.
A huge thing. There's like, it's really most of the world is really represented.
Yeah, that is a good question. I wonder if it's because it's like motorized.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying, and that's why I'm drawing the parallel. Like, what's the difference between driving
doing it on a horse, doing it in a car,
riding on a horse?
I could make an argument that there is a level of training and preparation with the horses themselves that goes into the preparation for it.
Yeah, I can see that.
It could. I mean. But, I get it. I mean,
just
and maybe,
for thought.
Yeah, and maybe. I mean, I don't know. We're the LA Olympics are gonna have flag football.
I know. I heard about that. I think that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it being flag football, but it's definitely interesting.
I'm fairly certain they're gonna allow professionals. So I mean, the rest of the world's cooked.
But they're gonna let professionals play flag football.
Professional football players play flag football. Yeah.
I know. I'm just trying to think.
Cooked. Cooked.
Oh yeah, not definitely, but also like
cooked. Like what's that? What's that? What's that?
Be like full contact blocking?
No, I think it's like 7-on-7 flag. I think it's like 3-on-3 blocking. I don't know what the full rules are going to be. All I know is like it's going to be like Patrick Mahomes, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Tyreek Hill,
just picking everyone off.
Yeah, just cook.
But wait, there's only going to be one U.S. team though. Who's? I mean, Patrick Mahomes is going to be the quarterback.
It's similar like basketball. The rest of the world's just cooked.
Yeah.
Even though we almost lost to South Sudan.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of funny because like, going into this Olympics, they kept saying like, the gap is closed between the U.S. and the rest of the world with basketball. The first game that I watched, they won by like 30 points or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, Jokic is on that team though. I mean, Serbia's good. Like we were down 10-2.
Oh no, they're good, but we ended up winning by like 30 points.
Yeah, it's because we put Kevin Durant in, and
decided we wanted to win.
Yeah, we put Kevin Durant in, and to quote my favorite Snoop Dogg meme, that motherfucker don't miss. I literally sent that meme to my buddy while we were on vacation. We were like watching that game like in 2 separate spots, and I texted him like, I think we might be in trouble, bud, because like we were down like 10-2. Jokic was like doing his thing, and he's like, it's okay, Kevin Durant will save us. And then he comes in and he goes like 8 for 8 for like 21 points in the first.
Yeah,
I just sent him like
like 34 points in the game or something
gross.
like that.
I sent him the Snoop Dogg meme. This is like, that motherfucker don't miss. So anyway, back to my top 3. We have equestrian. Fuck you, equestrian. It's awesome. Gymnastics is also in my top 3. I think gymnastics is just. I think it's so quintessential. Yeah. And then the other one for me, and there are events that I think are, I don't say more fun, but just like I only really watch them for the Olympics. I guess I only watch this one, but I get so fucking hyped for swimming.
I enjoy swimming. I'm not gonna lie. Like it is definitely fun.
There's so much nostalgia there for me. Like I remember like in high school, like when Phelps beat that one dude, like in the in the butterfly, and he the one guy coasted, he took the extra stroke, he got there, like
just the one more is all it took.
It's like 10 p.m. like 10 p.m. like real time watching it live. I just remember jumping off my couch, just screaming, pumping my fist, and then like I'm done, and I can hear my dad upstairs, like in bed, like all like he like
also
watching it, just like screaming, pumping his. I'm sure my mom got woken up by both of those things happening.
It's like, what the hell is happening right now?
That's like, that was in high school.
I can see that.
Because Phelps has 26? Is it 26 medals?
I don't know the exact. I know he's got.
Is it 26 medals? 23. No.
It's something like that. I don't know off the top of my head.
It might be more than that.
All I know is he has 26 sounds right. That's also what's ringing a bell in my head.
Hold on, let me
most by a good margin.
Let me look. I have this pulled up. 23 gold.
23. Oh, that's just gold.
3 silver, 2 bronze. Yeah, because he started in Athens. Yeah, so it's
12. No, had to be before that.
Before that,
2008.
8. Yeah, because it was what was the order? It was Athens.
Well, if you were in high school, then it had to be 2008.
It was the Rio. The one I'm thinking of is Rio.
Oh, that was in.
No, I'm saying the race that I'm specifically thinking of was, I believe that happened during Rio.
Because Rio was in 2016.
That was his last Olympics.
Yeah.
Rio was his last one.
No, he was in 2020, wasn't
he? In Tokyo?
No,
remember Tokyo was in
mind,
2021 because of COVID. He didn't swim in Tokyo.
Right.
Yeah, so Rio was his
Tokyo. So Rio was his last.
I think that was his last one because it wasn't London. The race I'm thinking of wasn't, because it was Athens, Athens, Beijing, London, Rio. Am I missing one in there?
No, I don't think so. I think that's right. Because Athens was 8.
Beijing was 12.
Beijing was 12. Rio was 16. No, we are missing one.
London.
No. I'm saying we're too far up.
Then Athens was earlier than 8.
Because Rio was 16.
Then Athens was 4.
Yeah, so Athens was 4.
4. Beijing was 8.
Beijing was 8 because I was in high school.
London was 12. Rio was 16.
Rio was 16.
And then Tokyo was and then 20. Tokyo was 2021 because of COVID.
Technically, yeah. On a technicality.
Yep. That's why he has so many medals. He was dominant for 4 Olympics.
Yeah, he did the epitome of leaving while you're on top. He was still winning all of the races he entered. And then he's like, "Yep, I'm good."
I don't know what my favorite Michael Phelps memory is. Him winning that golden butterfly by the 1,000th of a second that it was, or him with his team like cheering for that when they were in the relay. And what's his name chased down the Frenchman.
Yeah, he caught
him. He had
pulled it through.
He was 32. He had no fucking business catching that Frenchman.
He did it.
Because
that was the guy relay, right? Or was
it was
that
either
medley?
the free. I think it was either the freestyle or the medley relay.
I think it was the medley.
The Frenchman he chased down was the current world record holder, not Phelps.
Current, like right now?
No. Like at the time.
Oh, at the time.
At the time, he was. I don't know if he still is or not, but at the time, he was the current world record holder.
That was a while ago.
at the time, he was the current world record holder. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't Lochte. It's you know what? It's a shame that I do not remember the American that actually won that race for us. All I remember is like Michael Phelps with like the double 2 arm, because that's what that medal put him over. That medal put him over. That gold put him broke the record for all total Olympic golds.
Okay. Did you see how many actual medals he's got? The total number that Phelps has?
Yeah, well, it's what 23 plus 3 plus 2.
Oh, word. Okay. I thought he had more silvers and golds than that, or silvers and
Nah,
bronzes, but he
they're
just only
mostly they're
wins.
mostly fucking gold.
He pretty much just wins.
Yeah, 23 gold, 2 silver, 2 bronze.
Yeah, I do
3
remember
silver,
watching
2
him
bronze,
like
so 5.
in his
So
prime.
28 total.
I feel like I have trouble also thinking about like the highlights that you're talking about, because like watching him in his prime, he was like a full body length in front of people most of the time. Like it was like disgusting how much faster he was than everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We have Katie Ledecky now on the women's side, so like the long distance, it's like she's not like a body ahead of people. She's a pull length ahead of people.
Yeah, she's all the way up there.
It's
Like the fight is for second, third, and fourth.
It's one of the reasons why I love swimming. It's like it's not just because America's good at it, and we are.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, like we have a great internal infrastructure for it. We pull the best. We have really good training. We're a big country that can prioritize it. There's a reason. Yeah. No, we've lost a little bit of our like overall dominance.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have been watching a little bit this year, and we are nowhere near where we have been in the past.
Nah, the Aussies are super. The Aussies are good. The British are good. There's
Chinese, the French guy. Yeah,
there's a lot of competition. Like we're not as dominant as we were the last few Olympics.
No.
But like Katie Ledecky is just Katie Ledecky. I think one of the totally going back to one of what we were talking about for favorite events though. I think one of the reasons
we're still only at. Oh no, we got to all 3 of yours. We're good.
Yeah, equestrian, gymnastics, swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now don't get me wrong. I like the new street skating, like the surfing. Like I love all of those. But gymnastics I love because of like the history and the lineage and all. Like it's fun to watch gymnastics. The way that they score it's great. Swimming I love because it's like so just like down to the wire, like adrenaline fueled, cut and dry.
It is definitely peps you up a lot.
Yeah, it's just like you
down to the wire every time.
Yeah, no, the other, and it's like one of those things is where it's like during the year, it's like, hey, what do you think about swimming? I mean, like, you mean just like in general? And then like every 4 years, it's like, swim, motherfucker, swim!
All I care about is swimming right now.
Yeah, you're just like cheering for the most random bullshit. And then like equestrian, I a little bit drunk on vacation, sitting there just like, look at that horse dance.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Dance, monkey. But
I just can't get into equestrian, but I completely see what you're saying with the swimming and stuff.
Equestrian, one of the other reasons why I really like it is
wait. Something neat?
Something neat. That was a long pause of him saying something neat and us drinking. One of the other reasons why I think equestrian is cool is equestrian events, and they weren't the same per se. Like they weren't like judged the same, but equestrian events date back to the original Olympics.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like different like horse events. Like it was more like long distance racing and stuff. But like we had tamed horses. Like they had.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, they had.
We've had horses forever.
Yeah, I mean we're talking like 770 something was the original Olympics, BC.
BC.
Yeah, BC. It's not like I'm thinking it's like 1492, but it's not. Obviously, it's like seven.
No, not even close.
It's like seven. No, it's like 70. It's like 776.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 776 somewhere in there.
You know what's kind of interesting? We're talking about like our favorite events and stuff like that, and we didn't mention any track and field, which I think is also next to the gymnastics and the swimming. Track and field, I think, is also another quintessential thing that's like always a major staple of the Summer Olympics.
I love track,
but I haven't watched any of it this year.
I don't think it started yet.
Oh, well, that'll probably be why.
If it has at the time of this taping, it either is just starting or because like they have like they can't do them all at once. Like they got to drag that shit out a little bit. I don't think there's been like a ton of the track and field events have happened yet.
Okay.
At the time of this taping,
I watched a lot of the qualifying, but since the
like the U.S. qualifiers.
I watched the U.S. qualifiers and stuff like that. That was
I don't think they've done a ton of it, and I mean, a lot of the track and field stuff is actually like the old school Olympics, like the whole the discus throw and the shot put.
Yeah, of course, shot put, discus.
Yeah, like that is
just running in general.
Literal javelin, which was a weapon in ancient Greece. It's just like, how far can you hit an enemy with this spear? Let's find out.
How good of a warrior are you?
You know what I think is interesting? Like the Japanese sword events.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
Sword event, Japanese sword events.
Yeah, don't they? Isn't Kado, or what's it called? The helmet.
Kendo
Is
with
it,
the sticks.
yeah, isn't Kendo an Olympic event?
I don't know. It
But
could be.
it's not part of.
I don't think I've seen it. I know that. I mean, the only sword event that I can think of is fencing. I know they brought
Now,
taekwondo. And they
that's
brought
sir. There's fencing, foil, epee, saber.
so fencing is the overarching term for foil, epee, and saber, which are the three different swords used in fencing.
You can't just say fencing.
What'd you say?
I said full list of Olympic sports.
I mean, do you want to bet a point on what I just said? Please.
Oh, no,
Please
no.
do.
You're right. I'm
Okay.
I'm checking the. So there's karate.
Yeah, there's karate. There's
I
taekwondo.
swear to Christ, I've seen kendo in the Olympics.
I don't know. Maybe that was also just a Tokyo thing too.
Kendo in Olympics. Why is kendo not an Olympic sport? Is the first Reddit post. Why has kendo never been played in the Olympics? Okay, so I guess I guess I'm losing my mind and kendo's never been in the Olympics. US got gold in women's, I think it was foil.
Did they? I haven't.
We had gold and
watched
silver.
fencing.
It was one
I
girl,
did see that we got gold and- I did see that,
it was 2 US, so we got gold and silver. So the one American repeated.
That's kind of interesting though, because like since they're both in the U.S., I'm just generalizing here. I know nothing about it, but they probably train together, right?
They do.
Yeah.
No,
they got to actually fight against each other for first and second. That's
in interviews after, the one girl that was like not the defending gold medalist, like she was like, I did my best, but I was pretty sure I was gonna lose.
We fought before, and
yeah, it's just like I think the exact quote is something like, "There's a reason she's the defending gold medalist."
Oh yeah. I mean, I think any of these people that are gold medalists got there in a certain way, especially if she's like older but still in her prime and has like the experience of having done this before. Like it's probably very difficult to beat.
Fencing's not like a young man, like a young person's sport.
No, I think there's a lot of strategy involved in it, and it's a lot of like learning how to read people and stuff like that.
It's not the same. Well, I mean, I was gonna say like basketball, but LeBron James pushing 40 is just absolutely cooking people. So
Still
whatever.
just destroying.
Dude,
he's like an anomaly though. He's like the Tom Brady of basketball.
Yeah, but the whole Olympics is just freaks.
That is so true. Everybody at the Olympics is a freak of nature.
All I've ever wanted, if you want to take Olympic viewership like to the goddamn moon, just like take volunteers, just like have an extra lane in the swimming pool, have like an extra bout, take volunteers, or like do it like Hunger Games style jury duty draft.
You have been chosen.
And just stick a normal person,
an average Joe,
just stick a normal person in these events, and just watch, just to give you perspective, or like even don't even do like a normal person, just like they don't have to be there. Have them have a normal person swim the 100-meter breaststroke. Yeah,
not even just like have someone that like competed in high school in that sport, like someone that knows how to do it, is pretty decent at it, but is like average good. Like you just not even just average, but average good.
But for like swimming, the track events, like the cycling, like any of those types of things, you don't even need to have them there. Just have them swim ahead of time. Yeah. And then just like, how you have like the world record
just like
line,
the ghost kind of a thing, like so you can just see like the line, the average Joe line.
Yeah, just have like the average person line. Just like trailing these motherfuckers
by miles.
Now I think you would have more fun if you took like a normal person and like had them in there doing their best.
And there Johnny is. He's bringing up the rear, but he's giving it his all.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't think people would sign up for that, but I think having the line would be a lot of fun. Actually,
oh no, I think
that's kind of a good idea.
You don't think people would sign up for that?
No, I think people would sign up for it. I think that there's more of like a lanes in the pool restrictions and stuff like that. That there's not enough extra space to just check and
put a picture in picture.
Go on.
Put a picture,
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, we could do a picture-in-picture or something, but I think
Yeah.
they wouldn't be able to swim with them.
We have the technology now. This is my, if this podcast becomes famous, this is me. Hey, LA Olympic Committee,
dear
dear
IOC.
dear Olympic Committee, hear me out. You have 4 years to plan for LA. We have the technology for you to. They don't have to be there. They don't have to be in the Olympic Village. They don't have to be there.
You just have to have them swim.
You can coordinate in real time, like the ready, mark. Like, we can synchronize this for all of the events that it makes sense. Have an average Joe Olympic compound. Take volunteers, train them, test them, do whatever you want to do. Put them up in some resort in Florida where you can have, like the weightlifting events.
Why in Florida? Just put them in LA.
Nah, sure. Put them wherever. Put them wherever you want. But just like, it's a vacation for these people. Give them a good,
yeah. Pop them in Key
give
West.
them a good time. Give them a good time. But like, when it comes time for like the event that they like won the lottery for or whatever, they gotta, like, it's Joe Blow and he's about to do the 200-meter fly.
Good luck, Joe Blow. Have you ever done butterfly before?
Well, I mean, again,
I think we should, like I said, I think we should
somebody
get people
that's
that are like,
done it.
I think, honestly, it would be really cool, instead of just taking like random people or random volunteers, actually look at like the local high school or something like that and like go with their top swimmer.
Oh, they've done that.
I think that would be cool.
Well, there was
and like do the line, like you said, or do the superimpose, so you can like see against somebody that's pretty good at this.
Yeah, give me picture in picture, but like make it live though.
Yeah.
But like, if that, just picture in picture, because you can do the start times live. Like, it's
I see what you're saying. I mean,
we have the technology. We have the
technology. I don't see the point of doing it live. I mean, you could just do it and then put it over.
Sync up the start time.
Fun, actually. It would be fun, actually, because then it would just be like a spectacle kind of a thing.
Well, then you see the reaction when the person
finally finishes and then looks up and sees that they all finished like 3 seconds before.
We'll call it the average Joe.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I don't even like. We don't even need the Olympic Committee's permission to do this.
We could literally just do this.
You could just do it. Like, we have the live feed. We just need to like coordinate with them. You could stream this live on the internet.
All right, so we just need this podcast to blow up over the next 4 years, and we will have a swimming competition during the next Summer Olympics that we will commentate on while other people are swimming. And then we will broadcast it at the same time, or live stream it at the same time as the Olympics are going on. And we'll, like you said, like sync up our actual start times with when they're going.
Yeah, with the live events.
Live stream. Yeah.
We can do it. We could find some place to do it West Coast, so we don't even have to worry about time changes.
I mean, like you said, we could do it anywhere. Yeah. We could do it like any. I mean, we could.
You could have the shooting events. You could have archery. There's so many. Like, there are some. There are some where it doesn't. Track and field,
track and field and swimming. I think those would be perfect. And if we have track and field and swimming, and we could have a local high school
there's
that has a track and a local high school that has a swimming pool.
You could do the cross country. You could do the cycling. Diving wouldn't make a lot of sense.
We could, but I'm also thinking about what's easy, and finding a local high school that has both a track and a pool is all we really need.
Really, anything that's like a race, or anything that is
a race, I think. So we really just need races.
I'm literally looking at the Olympic list right now. So like, anything that's a race would be easy.
I was trying to figure out how we
diving
gymnastics, but I don't think that's possible.
You couldn't really do gymnastics.
Yeah, I think diving would be too hard too, because it's all going to be subjective based on the judges and shit.
Yeah, you could potentially do so anything definitive, like there's a winner. It's a timed anything timed.
A timed event.
Anything timed or anything scored. So you could do shooting and archery.
You could. I just don't think it's worth doing it.
I mean,
I kind of feel
I'd put up a I mean, dude, if fucking what's his name from if 52-year-old divorcee from Turkey can fucking wander in.
No. The shooting, both archery and the pistol shooting, We just do it. We compete in those ones. We don't like have anybody else. We just put up our scores.
I want to bring no, dude. I want to bring in some like West Virginia Appalachian volunteer redneck. I think it'd be hilarious. And then you just live stream that shit. It's just like,
yeah, I think that'd be so dear Patreon users, because I think at this point we will not be broadcasting a lot of this on the main one.
I think some of this absolutely needs
some of it. I think it'd be a lot of fun
to make the final cut.
Send us an email if you think this is a good idea, or you want to volunteer for 4 years to run one of these events.
You don't even need to train. It's actually better if you don't.
Please, I mean, you should be at least in good enough shape that your heart won't give out during the event, but other than that, you should be good.
Yeah, it's like I'm not swimming the 1200. I'll try the 100.
I won't do any of it.
I'm buoyant.
I'm gonna be 36 at that point. No, thank you.
I'm buoyant.
I float.
This could be a goal for me. This could be how I get in better shape, because I wanna compete in our bullshit West Coast resort Olympic, because it's in the summer, so school's out. So I'm sure we could find some like rinky dink middle of nowhere high school that would rent us their facilities. Rent out a
high school. I don't think it would be a problem at all.
No, this would be so easy.
This is actually not a bad idea.
No, this is so doable.
It started as just complete bullshit, but like the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like,
this is
we could do this.
Between the two of us, we could absolutely finance this.
This is definitely possible.
Because I think the high school would just let us do it for the laws.
I mean, like I said, I think this podcast needs to blow up so that it can be sponsored.
Well, and we would need it. We would need like a viewer base, and we would bring. We
need to get these stands just packed.
We'd run a contest for like free flights in, like free hotel stay. But we would also like it would be like a big party. It'd be like the average. What do we call it?
No,
we
can't
even
think about it.
I
was trying to think of
Joe, like average Joe.
No, that's not that fun. It has to be
something neat. Does Olympics?
No, I don't know that. I was
something,
trying to like
something Olympic.
I was trying to get something neat like put into it somehow, and I can't think of a way to get the actual title to have something neat in it. But we could totally title it like one of our episodes, like you said, like something Olympic or something like that.
Something Olympic,
or
something vaguely Olympic,
or
something disappointing,
something compared,
something compared.
Something realistic. That's what we should call it. Something realistic.
Something realistic. So for those listening to this episode, like, I don't end up clipping this out, but like, this is our goal. Blow this podcast up, and in 4 years we will have some like an average Joe Olympic. Some random high school, and just throw a big ass party,
broadcast it across everything.
Just a big ass meet and greet party. Just a big ass 2 week meet and greet party. We can have our own. We can have our own. We can have our own average Joe trials.
Yeah, we can have time. Oh god, this is just gonna turn into like we're gonna have like months worth of stuff that we're just like leading up to this average Joe podcast.
Yeah, but here's the thing Olympic we'll also do in tandem. We could do an actual nationwide or possibly international beer Olympics.
I've always wanted to compete in a real beer Olympics.
Yeah, just like the movie Beer Fest, in real life.
Yeah, I think
Greg.
If this blows up, I think we might have to. We may have no choice. The problem is I will have to prep because my skills are so rusty.
No, we won't, Greg. No, we're the ones up in the chairs.
We don't have to compete?
No.
But what if I want to compete?
Well, we can, but we're gonna be too old.
That's true. We'll have to
be away from my fruit juice.
My sweet little fruit juice.
My sweet fruit juice.
Oh, but yeah, no, I think that would be fun. I think having a beer Olympics would be a lot of fun.
A national or international beer Olympics that is in tandem with the Olympics, where we live feed us doing our best racing against actual Olympians.
So during the day we actually do the live feed of people doing their best to try to match up with the Olympians. And then at night after the competition is over, it turns into a beer Olympics.
Yeah.
You have it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
I
then,
mean,
like you said, it's just like a 2-week long party.
and we come up with like real beer Olympic games. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
But
so
yeah,
that's the thing.
I think we should try it.
This is really on this is at this point, this is on the listeners.
Yeah, help us make this happen.
Yeah, I want to make this happen.
I think this would be so much fun for everyone. It's really
join
it'd just be entertaining as shit.
Join the Patreon, follow us on our socials, watch the videos, whatever you need to do. And if anyone has any experience in organizing pseudo Olympic games, please let us know.
If not, I'll just make it up as we go and we'll make it work.
We'll start like a GoFundMe.
Yeah,
we could absolutely just like do a GoFundMe.
We have
4 year long.
Yeah,
we have four more years.
4 more years. We just need to make sure our livers hold out for the next 4 years, and I think we should do it. Oh, anyway, man, I'm kind of thinking it might be time for our tasting notes for this final sipsies.
Yeah, we didn't do as much history as I thought we were gonna do.
But we did plan
literally the greatest event,
events.
the greatest drinking event ever known by man or child.
This is really the reason that we're doing this, and it's much more interesting than Olympic history.
It's important for me that everyone knows that this was not like a pre-planned thing before, like pre-episode. Like this, the entirety of what will be the greatest podcast sponsored sporting event. And I put sporting event in quotes, was purely organic. And it happened here.
Sport, and it happened
here first. There will be sports, there will be events, and there will be drinking.
We need to find insurance.
No, we need to find a good lawyer.
We need both of these things.
We need both of these things.
All right, so, final tasting notes.
Quick swirl. Do you know
smells almost better now.
No, well, I mean, we're drunk now.
It's so much like fig and dried fruit and raisin. It's the
dried fruit. I wonder, and I don't know, but I wonder if they char the French oak casks or if they char them.
Mm-hmm. At least for this one, I watched a short video about Remy Martin and how they do their cognacs.
There are for sure bourbons that have such a similar nose.
I've had one that's like that, because this one has a lot more of the dried fruit to me.
No.
It's like a lot sweeter and like deeper.
You're right, but it's because of the French oak. I have had bourbons that are either finished in French oak or have French oak staves drop. I actually have one. I have a bourbon on my shelf right now that I think it would be hard for me to tell the difference, and it's because the aging process. They drop French oak staves. It's MLH2XL. They drop the French oak staves into the bourbon.
Yeah, but back to tasting notes for this final tasting.
Back to tasting notes. Hold on. Final tasting notes on the heels of what might actually be like a really interesting episode. Final smells. You're right. Just still like even with the intoxication, still just it
smells good.
It's all dried fruit. It's a product of what it's distilled from. I think it's also a product of the French oak.
We may have to get another bourbon or something that's a French oak finished bourbon.
So we're doing what we're doing out of 10. I get the fruit, I get the blend. There's complexity, but it's still not quite as smooth as some of the whiskeys we've done. And I know I'm not like necessarily comparing them, but not being like an experienced brandy drinker.
No, I think you have to draw on what we have had as for the number.
It's tough because it's good and it's tasty. It doesn't have the woodiness, like the woody oakiness that I really do want it to have, but it's also not a bourbon. 7.1.
7.1. Okay. All right. Yeah, so the whole time that you've been deliberating, I have also been sipping upon and determining my score. And I don't know, I think the characteristics that I like in bourbon are also very well represented here. I think it could be a little bit like deeper in flavor because there's a little less character than I want it to have. I sort of want it to be like a little bit more like oomphy. Like it's hard for me to describe like heavier. It's kind of light in a weird way.
No, and for as dark as it is, exactly.
Yeah,
and like
it's kind of like a light-ish kind. I mean, it's very tasty. It goes down really easy. There's
a spiciness that I think it's missing because there's no like rye in the. Well, I mean there is no mash bill. It's distilled wine.
There's no mash. It's just grapes. But I think it's very tasty.
It's distilled wine.
I personally think 7.1's a little low. I think I'm gonna give it an 8. I think I'm gonna give it an 8 flat.
You're
Like,
entitled. You're entitled. To
I like it quite a bit.
No, but it's good. I'm not here to say that it's not good.
I think it's quite tasty.
It's possible my brandy palate may not be quite as refined as it needs to be.
Yeah, and I think that we should try some more of them. But for tonight, I think this cleans us up.
I would agree. And go USA. Get as many gold. Get as many golds as you can.
USA. USA. Cheers. I'm a little drunk.